One of the biggest questions for fans of Bleach is in the relationship to hidden or unknown Bankai. As captains of the Gotai 13 are seemingly required to have one, with the exception of Zaraki Kenpachi, who only recently achieved his. But the real question on everyone's mind was, what was Sosuke Aizen's Bankai? Aizen is initially introduced as a timid, caring captain of the 5th Division. We get no glimpse into his skill as he is quickly killed off-screen by an unknown assailant, originally believed to be Ichimaru Gin. But as we learn later on in the series, it was all an elaborate ruse to bring his real plan to pass. His reintroduction as an unforeseen villain is one of Bleach's best moments, and arguably one worth the title of Top 10 Anime Betrayals. But it also finally gives us a chance to see just how powerful he really is. He dispatches captain-level Shinigami with ease, and even stops Ichigo's Bankai with a single finger, all feats previously unheard of. He establishes himself in Hueco Mundo as the leader of the Espada, where he patiently waits for the protagonist to power up enough to foil his plans eventually. His downfall comes after he assimilates the Hongyoku into himself, the object being one that is believed to manifest the hearts of those around it, to which Aizen believes, in his heart of hearts, he wishes to transcend Shinigami and Hollow in order to destroy and replace the Spirit King. It is later hinted at by Ichigo that this was not true, and perhaps the reason Aizen's power dwindled at the key point in their conflict was because, in his heart, Aizen just wished to be a normal Shinigami. Throughout the entire series, we are never given a glimpse of Aizen's Bankai. Instead, we are treated to the power of his Shikai. Kyoka Suigetsu is a Zanpakuto with an ability known as absolute hypnosis. It allows Aizen to completely control the 5 senses of anyone that witnesses the initial release. He describes this ability as being able to make something seem like something else entirely, mistaking a fly for a dragon. Examples of this would be in the past he makes Captain Hirako and the Gotai 13 mistake a complete stranger for him after teaching the man all of his mannerisms. When recruiting Baragon, we see him show his initial release to the Hollow King. Following their dialogue, it is revealed that Gin and Kaname have completely eradicated Baragon's army, hidden by Aizen's illusion. He makes the Gotai 13 and Vizard believe they are defeating him, when in actuality their efforts are only harming Hinamori. While fighting Yahweh, after seemingly having lost his power, he manages to confuse the ability of the Almighty that lets Yahweh see through every foreseeable future and change them accordingly. Though it appears that Aizen is not aware of what the affected target is viewing in the hypnotic state, though this could have been simply due to the complexity of the Almighty, fans theorize that this has to do with the Hongyoku limiting his power. This is key because Aizen's power at first seems unbeatable, but upon closer inspection, with the exclusion of the animated version, Aizen typically makes people believe something is something else. He rarely creates an illusion from nothing. For example, in the anime when fighting Captain Hitsugaya, Hitsugaya has a chance to attack Aizen, impaling him, only to discover that it was an illusion created from nothing, and immediately afterwards, Aizen uses this opportunity to strike. In the manga, Aizen easily cuts down Hitsugaya before he has the opportunity to react. Later on, Aizen clashes with the captain of the 7th Division. During the fight, the captain prepares to use a Bankai against Aizen, who is standing next to Kaname, only to discover that Aizen is directly in front of him. In the anime, this Aizen fades away into nothing, whereas in the manga, it is revealed to have been Gin, meaning Aizen placed an illusion on the captain to mistake Gin for himself. This is very important when it comes down to what a Bankai does to the Shikai. Typically, it is an exaggerated version of the initial release, allowing them to wield an impossible power on an even larger scale. Many people will claim that Aizen had to have had a Bankai, otherwise he wouldn't have been accepted as a captain. However, the requirements to become a captain were explained by Kaname. Either achieve Bankai, get a recommendation from more than half of the current captains, and have the remaining accept, or defeat the previous captain in combat with no less than 400 witnesses. It is highly likely that Aizen received a recommendation for his position simply due to his likable, charming facade. though it is just as likely that Aizen manifested a fake Bankai, given his spiritual pressure was already double that of a standard captain, and he made an effort to conceal his power. It would appear that he achieved Bankai. Regardless of his method, I feel there are only two possibilities to his Bankai. First being the removal of the previous restriction that his Shikai had, meaning that this would most likely give him the ability to make something out of nothing and achieve a new height with his illusionary powers, possibly on an even larger scale. But the far more likely route is that Aizen doesn't have one. Maybe doesn't have one isn't the right phrase. Aizen never wanted one. It is not too unusual to assume that Aizen believed himself superior to his own Zanpakuto, and therefore never trusted it enough to establish the bond needed for Bankai. Or perhaps he was never interested in the first place, as his power dwarfed everyone's around him, and as Ichigo revealed in his heart of hearts, Aizen wanted nothing more than to be just another Shinigami. So why would he bother advancing his power even more? Aizen's existence was one of solitude and loneliness. He stood at the pinnacle of all and found himself more disconnected than ever. Aizen was unable to trust anyone around him, and everyone around him eventually came to fear him due to his power. Aizen's brute force, keen intellect, and unfathomable power made him a force to be reckoned with. Combined with Kyoku Suigetsu's terrifying deceptive abilities, he was almost unstoppable. To the Shinigami and the hollow he looked down on, his bare minimum effort was more than enough. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and please leave a suggestion down in the comments below of what you would like for another video.